Now, the IEC is satisfied with the progress of their last voter registration weekend. The Commission continues to urge the youth, especially to register. Newzroom Afrika's Zola Sholwana joins me now live from a voting station in Vosloorus, Ekurhuleni. Zola, a very good morning to you. The youth, a very important piece of the bigger puzzle because, of course, they're essential in shaping the future. What's it looking like out there as we are going into the final day of the voter registration drive?
So, Paul, what I can tell you is that we have been here for almost an hour and we haven't seen, any person making their way to register to vote in this particular center. We are also told that the numbers have been quite low. We've actually managed to speak to people on the ground who have highlighted the fact that it looks like the numbers, are declining in terms of people that are physically coming to registration centers. Perhaps hoping that most young people, will be registering online as they have not been seeing them make their way. Now, you'd understand that the IEC in the last voters registration weekend, received a number of over 500,000 new people that were registering to vote, and they were also hoping that this time, the number will actually, increase. But we'll actually find out from, political parties that have been here in terms of the people that have been making their way to this voting station, voters registration station. Buti, thank you very much for your time. I mean, you've been here since yesterday. Perhaps you could paint us a picture of how it's been looking like in terms of, the numbers, young people and the elderly.
What I can say, like it's low. It's low. People are not coming. But I think it's due to just because of the online registration. Everyone is doing this online, manje. To come here, they think maybe they're going to find a queue. And it's just a walk-in. You walk in for 1 minute, you say child to check. And to those who are relocating, abafuni ukuzobhalisa endaweni ezinje, abafuni ukuyovota la bekahlala khona, and in which ukuthi izomcosta lento leyo. So we will suggest nje ukuthi bacela ukuthi those mhlamba abaqashile bekaqashe la sekaqashe somewhere manje la uqashe khona manje, go there and change i-address and then uzokwazi ukuthi uvote. But for now 200, I can say it's 40 200, but now we're still early in the morning. Let's see during the course of the day what's going to happen, because we asked Tina stand izinto at the last minute.
Okay, now looking at our numbers yesterday, which we managed to take a look at earlier on, how many people, if you are able to estimate, how many people were able to come in here to register? Were there any young people, the age groups perhaps?
The only people bebazile izolo lana ama elderly people were the ones who are concerned, who are coming here to check. Plus minus 40 they came izolo to check, and then youth, hence I'm saying they are doing this online, so they are thinking maybe to come here it will be a waste. But what they are doing online is not a sin, it's sharp naleyo, but lana we are only dealing with elderly people.
Okay, thank you very much, Buti. Well, Paul, obviously you'd understand that, political parties are taking advantage of this moment, and they have been outside of this venue monitoring the situation as well, saying that the number, has been quite, disappointing, when they think about what they were actually expecting in terms of, young people making their way to these centers to register to vote. He highlighted the fact that most people that they saw yesterday were the elderly, and like I've mentioned earlier on, we've been here for almost an hour now, and we haven't seen any single person making their way inside there. As much as today is the last day, for the IEC to open their voting registration stations, those that obviously could not make their way to registration centers means that actually they haven't missed the boat. They can always, register online and to make sure that they prepare themselves to make their mark for this year's upcoming elections. And Paul, back to you in studio.